It was early fall, and Mila had decided to go on a solo retreat, leaving Milo to his own rhythms for a while. The little sage mouse found himself in the village coffee shop, pen scratching across paper as he copied a few verses from his book. Writing was his way of listening, of staying steady when the days felt long. Just then, the door swung open and in walked a mouse unlike any Milo had ever met before. Broad hat, boots scuffed from miles of dust, a grizzled look in his eye. He walked straight towards Milo's table. "You Milo, the sage mouse? The one that writes them poems about stillness and whatnot?" "I am Milo. Please, have a seat if you wish." "Name's Zoan. I've lived a rough life ranching, drinking, cards, fighting. Folks say you got something different. Truth is, I read one of your poems, and it stirred something I don't rightly understand. Figured I'd see if you're the real deal or just some fella talking big $20 words." "Well, my words are only reflections. I guess what matters is what they awaken in you." Zoan snorted. "Awakening, huh? I'll tell you straight, Milo the sage mouse. My life's been nothing but lines drawn in the sand. Boundaries, I call 'em. You cross me, I cut you off. Simple as that. But I reckon I'm tired. Tired of fighting. Tired of folks walking away same as I do. Yeah, boundaries keep me safe for sure, but they keep me alone." Milo paused, and with gentleness, he responded. "Well, Zoan, boundaries can protect, but if they are made of fear or anger, they become walls that keep out more than harm. They keep out love. I've come to see that true boundaries are not weapons. They are spaces of clarity, a way to be present without being consumed." Zoan listened carefully, and he grumbled. Thoughtfully, he responded, "Spaces of clarity? Reckon I don't know what that feels like. Every boundary I ever set was a fight. Never thought about it as space." "Well, you don't have to cast others out to keep your soul steady. You can remain open and without being pulled into what is not yours. That's the boundary of true presence." Zoan leaned back in his chair. He was silent for a long moment, but his rough edges began to soften, just slightly. Quietly and almost reluctantly, Zoan asked, "Well, how do I begin to do that, Milo? How do I touch that spaciousness you speak of?" Milo smiled gently and lowered his voice. "You begin here, right where you sit. even in the noise of this cafe with cups clinking and voices all around us. Stillness is not somewhere else, my friend. It is here if you give it a breath. Milo set down his pen and he closed his eyes briefly. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Just notice the way the air moves at the edge of your whiskers. And then take one slow breath in and one slow breath out. And in that space, notice you are not fighting. You are not cutting off. You are simply here. This is the boundary of presence. Zoan hesitated, and then he did as Milo asked. He breathed. He shifted in his chair, and his hands, once clenched, loosened slightly on the table. And the cafe continued buzzing all around them, but something in him began to quiet. And so, even in the busiest place, even with the roughest past, stillness is possible. Boundaries need not be weapons. When they rise from reactivity, they cut and divide our lives. But when they are born of presence, they become freedom, a way of honoring oneself without rejecting the other. Milo did not offer Zoan doctrine. He offered him a breath, a small doorway into spaciousness. And sometimes that is enough to begin. For even the hardest armor carries its cracks. And through those cracks, the light of presence can enter.